He's another, right? So okay, so what we'll be discussing today is what is this course that we're teaching, and what is AI, and what is machine learning, what is ETL, and what is AI. And especially when you want to learn an AI testing, there are different levels of learning. You can't just straight away go and say that I know AI. There's a levels of doing it. We'll be explaining that in a bit. And then we'll be testing about AI testing techniques as well. Okay, so how do you test an AI system? To do that, you need to know what is AI. If you know what is AI, then you know how to test it. So we'll be discussing about what is AI first. Then we'll be discussing about how to test the AI. Okay, so two different very important topics: how to test it, and what is AI, and how to test it. Okay, so and at the end we'll be discussing about our IT Talent Hub, and the fees and the class timings, and if you have any questions, we can discuss at the last. Okay, and coming to IT Talent Hub, I think most of you know about us. We have been in UK from last 10 years doing trainings, and we are based in Ilford, UK, and we have a physical office in Ilford, which is in Elizabeth Line. And we also do a lot of recruiting, as well as training, as well as placements. So currently we have plenty of clients, and the top of our clients are NHS equivalent, which is London General Practice, which is equivalent to NHS, which is a private sector in NHS. And we have Department of Education, where they're also doing machine learning and ETL. And we recently got Anglian Water also as our clients. And we got Myco, which is a Netflix platform in the Middle East. And we got Test Partners, who are the testing company, and Transform UK. This is our people. This is like Deloitte in UK. So we got a consultancy company's partnership. So we got very big clients that we directly provide testers. And now we will, in future, we will provide them the AI testers also. Okay, so we are directly partners with these people. And coming to our success, all our students who are going to training with us are working in different companies, like even Rupa and other students are working with different companies like NHS, HMRC, NatWest Bank, Ordnance Survey, which is in Southampton, BJSS, Exeter. It's all UK companies, and these all are students who are currently working in major companies. And these all are people to help my students. Example, you are my student, I can refer you to my old student to hire, so that we got a big network of the students. Like just like Rupa, who is there, I got a lot of old students who are happy to help. And why IT Talent Hub? That people will normally approach us because we got high quality trainers. Okay, because we are based in UK, and I have been more than 20 years. Anna is 20 years. We are based in UK, and we exactly know how UK market is working. So because of our quality of the trainers, maybe you will see in the demo as well. We actually not just to take the trainings, we will make interactive sessions, and we also help to find a job. So our relationship starts from you contacting us till you be in the job, and after job also any further courses you can join. And we have big success. We always been every month at least 10 plus students are getting placed in different companies. So we got a proper placement assistance program, which is dedicated for the people to get into the job. So after the training, we have a specialist placement program, so that we only don't leave but the training, we will also help you to find the job. And we also have a lot of partnership with certifications. So we help you to find certification, which is always a label added to your CV. So we'll help on that. Yeah, okay, that's about us. I don't want to talk too much. You can go to Google and you can find us more. And coming back to the course, this particular course, who can join this course? Okay, maybe I can see Akhtar, who is non-IT background, or people from IT background. Anybody can join this course because we are starting from scratch. Okay, our trainings that we start from scratch. And if somebody already knows some example, we start from manual testing and AI testing. So somebody know AI testing, sorry, not manual testing, they'll go directly to AI testing. or somebody who don't know anything, they'll come through manual testing, then they'll join to the same batch. So anybody with non-IT background, students, housewives, and IT professionals can join our course. Okay, and now I think this is the very interesting slide, guys. So you may be thinking, sir, I mean, like you may be thinking what kind of jobs that you will be applying. So because I mean, again, I'm telling our purpose of this whole course is to help you to get into the job. That is the purpose. I mean, if you want to learn AI, there are a lot of other resources, but we are helping you to get into that kind of a group, a place where you will be on demand and people want to hire you. We want to make you that you are ahead of the game, and especially this job market is not simple. But if you learn very good stuff, and if you're saying that you know AI and testing, you will be unique. Okay, so my point of view, what are the jobs that you'll be applying after the course? So you can see here, right now, these are the most on-demand jobs in market. And there's no people with this particular skill set. And all you get in market in testing is either manual testing or automation testing. 90% of manual testing, 10% automation testing. That too, who know the code, especially nowadays, developers are writing the code. Okay, and testers are, because testers coding capability is very less. Developers want to do a lot of automation testing. So yes, even though in automation testing, there's very rare people who know automation testing. Okay, so that's where people will be. But coming to these companies who are implementing AI or implementing data pipelines, implementing end-to-end solutions, even companies like Sainsbury, which I personally worked, even that company also looking for a lot of testers who are into those projects which are based on data. So if a company is implementing a data project, which can be machine learning project, which can be artificial intelligence, or it can be in a data transformation, or it can be any kind of data project, because a lot of companies are investing that on data projects now. I think, as you know, AI is going big, but for that development teams, they are trying to hire the people with this skill set. ETL testing, database testing, machine learning testing, AI testing, data engineering test. Okay, these are the roles that the lot of demand nowadays. And now it's very hard to find that people, because as I said, you'll get manual tester or this one. But the reason why in current market, why we don't have so many people with this skill set is because they don't have exposure. And nobody knows. Example, if somebody is working in a company, they may know they do manual testing or they do automation testing. That's it. Nobody knows about this. And if I want to, put this kind of skill set people, the companies how to train them, and to train a person into AI is very, very difficult from a company point of view, because there are a lot of basics that they need to teach. So companies don't want to train somebody. They would like to hire somebody than training the existing people. That is exactly why you people are, if you get trained, you will be very ahead of the game. So these are the roles that you will be applying, and these are the roles which there's no people in the market. Okay, if you want to Google, you can Google it after this session. But for these roles, very, very difficult. And what is the skill set of these roles? The skill set of these roles is nothing but of my course curriculum. So what do you, for all these roles, you should be able to apply. What they need, if you, as you said, you can see my course have machine learning, database testing, and ETL testing. So first thing that we will teach you is database testing. Second thing is ETL. Third thing is machine learning. Fourth thing is AI. Then AI testing. Okay, so this is our course curriculum, guys. You can see here we got. We will be teaching about AI, the basics of AI, machine learning, neural network, then testing it. Okay, so I'll go in detail, but the outline of this course is teaching you how to handle the data, because without data, there's no AI. Without data, no machine learning. Without data, there is no ETL. Okay, ETL is extraction, transformation, and load. And now without data, if an example, why there's a lot of demand? Because now data is available everywhere. Example, you take Sainsbury's. They got data of last 10 years, people doing online shopping. Before 10 years, people don't used to gather the data. If you want to go to Sainsbury's, give the cash, they give the receipt and you can buy the items. But no way they used to gather the data. But now, if you go to Sainsbury's, you can go to Sainsbury's shop, and when you are actually buying the items and putting that, in that counter, they know, example, if you have club card, how many of you people use club card in Tesco's, guys? Do you use club card in Tesco or Sainsbury's? Can you raise your hand? Who use club cards, including me? Do you use club card and any say Nectar card or cooperative card? Because I worked with cooperative util as well. So that Nectar card that you use, or I don't know, like club card, Tesco club card, you guys use, right? Mostly Sasi Kumar, Sandhya. Hope you guys use it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So nice. So all of you, and why you are getting a lot of discount using club card is because Tesco want to get your data. So they want to know that what is your shopping habits, and based on that, they will give you recommendations. So they need data. Without data, they can't build the machine learning model. So that is exactly why you need to know how to handle the data. If you ask me one question, so what you will teach in the course, I will teach you how to handle the data. And handling the data means querying the data, creating, I think Anna will show you a demo in a minute, creating an Excel file, creating a CSV file, and what are the data that you are coming out, analyzing the data using different graphs. That is what the data is about. If you want to become a AI tester, you need to know how to handle the data. If you are a manual tester, if you go to any website and do website testing, you don't need to know how to handle the data. But if you want to come to this AI testing, the first thing that we have to learn is handling the data. Is nothing but database testing, right? Simple, writing SQL queries. If you don't know how to write SQL queries, even you don't know how to view the SQL database as well. Okay, so my point of view, we will teach you from the basics of how to handle the data. Okay, and one thing I want to really tell you is whatever we're teaching here in the course is not just what we think it is, right? It is also been approved by, and we are actually following the curriculum by ISTQB certification. So what we are also helping is, as a part of this course, when you do this course, you will be eligible to write this certified AI testing. So you will be a certified AI tester after this course. Means you can actually go and put that in CV, and then companies like Sainsbury's or even banks or even government sectors, they will like to hire you because you are a certified AI tester. So they'll be happy to keep you in the AI testing team, AI team. And you can be going and do testing, and you are certified, means you won't be going and messing around with the existing data models or AI models. As if, like example, you want to work for the lab, they can't take somebody and put in a lab, blood sample lab. They need some certified practitioner who can go and deal with the blood samples or whatever it is, because it's a very sensitive thing. Similar, any company, AI models and machine learning models are very sensitive. If you give to a tester and tester say this is right, this is wrong, just randomly, then it won't help. So if you are a certified AI tester, the opportunities, especially with any big bankings, utility, government sector, NHS, everywhere, there are a lot of opportunities for people who got certification. So I would, when I was to teach Selenium and all, I used to not bother about certification, because in Selenium, the skill is more important than certification. But now your certification is really helpful, because it gives you a additional what you called qualification, that you can be a certified tester who can go and touch the AI thing. And to get the certification, it's again just a theory. And the good thing of this course is we are not talking about any coding here. So you will never do any coding throughout this course. It is a just a manual testing, and extension of manual testing is AI testing. So if you think, sir, what's our AI testing? Do I need to write Python code, or do I need to do a lot of things? You don't need to do anything. You need to use your common sense. So if you learn manual testing, and then top of manual testing, if you know machine learning modeling, then you will be a good AI tester. But no coding required. And if you got the certification, I think your CV will be top one, even though they have 1,000 people applying for the similar job. Okay, makes sense? So this course that we teach today, I mean, in this course, will also help you to get the certification. So we help. We have, we can help you to book the exam, and we can help to prepare. And then once you got certification, you can put in the CV. Then your CV will have a 1,000 times better. Especially this code, this AI testing. Even though you theoretically learn this, it's impossible for you to just learn like this. Okay, because it got a lot of modules. So you need to have understanding of machine learning. Whatever we're teaching, you need to know. Okay, so if you teach, it will be, you can easily clear the exam. Okay, so our course content is designed for you people, keeping in mind that you can simply embrace it. It is no complication, very simple, but you need to know the basics. Coming to certification again, will help you to get the certification. But again, certification also, it's like a driving theory exam. You need to practice. So we'll help you to practice. Okay, now coming to the opportunities, guys, I'm telling we did a lot of research, and I can rightly say that right now the opportunities are plenty. You can see right now in Barclays and Anglian Water, the water company, and Barclays Bank, they are now looking for ETL testers. Similarly, in Department of Education, Capgemini, HMS, they're looking for data test engineers, which directly I know the people who are hiring, but they are very hard to find the skills. Machine learning tester, companies like AstraZeneca and News UK are trying to look for ML testers. And coming to companies like NHS subsidiary and Workvitua, they're looking for Gen AI testers. Okay, that is a Gen AI testers is little bit, you need to know a little bit of generative AI. It's not a big thing, but it is just a little bit more. Okay. So, so the salaries are very good, guys. I mean, very, very good salaries. It is not only salaries, you will beat the competition. Okay, so that is about our course structure, and about the what kind of roles you will be able to apply, and about certification. Okay, shall I go to the next next thing? Shall we discuss about what is AI first? Because now I think we discussed about the course, content. We have all these things in a brochure, guys. I will send you this brochure. I need your phone number so that I can send you the brochure. I would request you to do a QR code and enroll it. I'll show you in a minute. But my point of view, we have a complete brochure which includes each and every bits, whatever I'm discussing right now. Everything is there in a brochure, so I will send it to you. I need your phone number, which I will take in the last. Okay, so now let us discuss about the actual AI, guys. Now me and Annadhura will show you some AI and machine learning models, okay, which you can actually see how it look like. Okay, and how do you test it also, we will completely tell you. Okay, so we'll give a small demo, a small project, okay, to explain you how is AI. So now coming back to this course, guys. So okay, so learning AI is very, very important. So that's what this thing. So now coming to AI. So guys, how many people had used any AI in their life? Anyone used AI in their life so far? Anyone give some example? Anyone use ChatGPT here? Anyone?
Is Alexa is an example of AI?
Alexa is not AI. Alexa is not yet. No.
Okay.
Anyone used AI? Mannam, you said what AI you were using?
ChatGPT.
Perfect. Yeah, ChatGPT is AI. Yes. Anyone used AI? Any AI, you can say virtual assistant, or maybe you can tell about you used some chatbot. What is that?
Think any.
Think any. Okay, very good. Very good example. Anyone used any AI? Anything else? Just what you use so far. Any machine learning model or anything related to AI? Anyone used? Okay, so I mean, see, this is the understanding, guys. So the only reason is you people are at the end part of any customers. If you remember, if you go to Netflix, you got recommendations, right? How do the recommendations get? Even that is AI. Or if you go to Amazon, when you go to Amazon, when you go to your home page, right? Whatever you're getting, it is AI, guys. Okay, don't think that it is silly. Okay, are you guys seeing the same screen in your Amazon homepage? Guys, can you go to your amazon.co.uk or Amazon app? Will you see the same thing what I am seeing? Just check it out. Are you seeing the same or different?
It's going to be different. It's based on what do you purchase or what do you search every day on Amazon. So it will be based on your search and purchase and what I've been looking at it actually.
Yeah, exactly. But it actually, it's just not like it just shows the items, but it actually tried to understand your behavior. Okay, so you can see here, gifts inspired by shopping history. I never search for Amazon top-up card. I never search for this air fryer, but it is exactly what AI. It thinks that you need this. It's like your mother. What mother and baby relationship? Simple. What your mother will know? She know what baby needs, right? How is mother able to know about the child, and is the mother giving the same food for both kids or different food? Like different preferable food. Will it be same or different for two different kids, guys? I think you got a good lot of mothers here.
Same food.
But if they're different age and boy and girl, will they prefer? Would you give them, if the examples, if they say, "Mom, I want my best food," will you give both of them the same or different?
Yeah, it will be based on their preference, what they want.
Exactly. And how you are calculating that? Example, my daughter likes strawberry. My son likes mozzarella sticks. For example, I'm telling. Why? How I am telling that is the intelligence. That is exactly what called artificial intelligence. It's called intelligence because I use the data of my son, but I'm not. It doesn't mean that yesterday he had eaten what you call the noodles and he said the noodles are the best. But still, I will tell the answer as mozzarella sticks. Why? Because I won't tell noodles. If you tell noodles, then it is not a intelligence. It's a data. Yesterday somebody said today that is called not intelligence. Why the intelligence? The answer is based on your experience. The more the data, because mom have the best data for the kids in the whole world, and dad is exactly opposite because he don't have data. Do you agree or not?
I would say 50-50.
I mean, yeah, dad will take, but the data, the machine learning for mom have more efficient machine learning than daddy, because daddy no, but daddy will always, go with, okay, my daughter need very good one, very best one. But we never think about health, because I tell mozzarella stick, my wife will say not mozzarella stick. For him, maybe wheat bread, something is better, because I don't use the parameter of health. Okay, so my machine learning model, my machine learning is less than my wife, because that is the best thing for my kid. So that is how you are machine learning, and this is, I'm just telling, and this is how this Amazon also works. Example, this one I never know. Explore more, I never had done this, but why it is giving it this? All you are saying is a AI and machine learning, and all these models. Okay, and you may not see that every day. You think, oh, I'm doing. Example, go to Sainsbury, even go to Amazon Fresh. Okay, or if you go to anything, you won't see the difference, but companies are implementing it heavily, guys. Even the mortgage, day-to-day banking. Okay, how your card is protected, why you are, example, you're doing transactions. Sometimes your transactions will got stopped. Did that happen to anyone? If you are sending some money somewhere, sometimes bank will stop you, right? Do you know why they stop? Because that is also based on machine learning and AI. The AI will tell, oh guys, I think there's a problem with, they have millions of transactions. If you take Barclays Bank, they got millions of transactions. How that one transaction of one person is coming up? Why it is blocked? Because that's AI. That is exactly what I'm telling. The day-to-day activities of AI are plenty. But the only thing is, because you are not in that companies, you are not able to understand. If you go to Sainsbury's, don't go to Sainsbury's digital. A team which is developing mobile apps, or don't go to Barclays Bank, kind of digital company. Go to that kind of department like supply chain, or go to any other kind of departments. Then you will actually see what is AI. Okay, so yes, AI is everywhere, guys, and ChatGPT is the one small part of AI. Don't think ChatGPT is everything. Is just a small part, and they give a platform for other companies to use. That's called Open AI. OpenAI is, even you can implement AI in your company, and that AI, kind of AI modeling is helped by OpenAI. So AI also been, you can use the AI. That's all OpenAI means. Okay, so AI is used everywhere, guys. Even Azure have AI. AWS got AI. Everybody is providing the AI platform. On top of that, you can develop your models. Okay, cool, guys. Enough of talking. Now I will give the. You will see a real AI now. Okay, machine learning, and you will see the actual, kind of step-by-step, process of how the AI is done, and also, yeah, I think maybe Anna, I will complete this first, then we can tell your model. Is that okay?
Sure. Yes, fine, Sriram. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, so just to see my screen, this is one of the example of AI modeling which I will show you for healthcare. Okay, so to see my screen, and this is a sample application which is deployed, which is just an interface of the AI. Okay, it is not the complete. It is just an interface, because ChatGPT is not what AI testing is. Not ChatGPT testing, guys. Okay, don't think so. Sriram sir will tell, right, couple of test cases to put in ChatGPT, and we are getting some response. The test is passed. That is nothing. My point of that is 1% of AI, but whatever we're teaching is 100%. Okay. Now, you all can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can some of you pick up any of the ID here? Just to take an ID. Anyone? Anyone take any ID, guys? Anything is fine.
The one at the end?
At the end, okay. 557, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will open this record, but before that, the first thing I want to tell you guys is this is a patient record of a GP, of one GP, okay, which is a private GP. Okay, and this data, first of all, you won't be able to see the patient's records, patient name and his address, because the first fundamental thing of AI is you should not use any secure information in the machine learning modeling. Okay, and that's called labeling. So labeling point of view, this particular machine learning, this particular AI solution will use the data which is required for them to do some calculations and get some outcome. For that, security is very important. And the second point is they should not use any data which is not required. So as a tester, first test case number one is the data which is being used is secure? Is it secure now? Can you see patient's name, guys, or patient's date of birth or anything here?
No.
No, no.
So that's good. So we are not using, we are securing the data. So first test case is passed. Second test case is, are we using any of the information? Because you don't know the model yet, it's okay. But any of this information, this all information is required for us to calculate some health behavior of the patient. Okay, but we should not use any information which is not required. Example, we were postcode of the patient, or maybe you can say patient's chest height, or maybe height, for an example. So this particular model is here to identify the chances of death of a patient. Okay, so mortality is like, this is very important, especially when you're dealing with the TFL and those kind of, especially TFL and aeronautical engineerings, where the pilots and tube drivers are important. This particular data is actually used to make sure that they're not deploying any of the employer who have a death percentage of death more than 10%. Okay, because example, there's more than 10% chance of of a guy get died in the while he's driving the tube, then they will not put the driver into the driving section, he will put somewhere else. So this particular model will help to reduce of any calamities. Example, you take aeronautical engineering. If example, think you got a pilot, and if the pilot was suddenly he got death in the middle of the air, what happens? All the passengers will die, right? So this is very important to make sure that the death percentage of a person based on his health habit is less than 10%. That is the requirement. So based on that requirement, as a tester, you first of all need to make sure that there's no secure the information. Second thing is, am I thinking about am I putting some unwanted data into the model? So right now, example, if you got a column called height and weight, for this point of view, doesn't matter. Height is not at all a parameter for somebody to know the based on the death, chances of a patient based on his health conditions. And height is not at all health condition. If you see a height here, then you have to raise a bug saying that, hello developer, you are considering a particular parameter that's called feature. We will know when you join the course. But in this feature is not required. That feature is called height. Raise a bug. They have to remove that from the model so that they'll get more accurate model. For an example, see, I'm just telling within 2 minutes, if I see a model, I'm able to find 2 bugs. Okay, that is the value advantage of AI testing. Okay, now let us go to this record. See here, this is a data which is being modeled, okay, by using lot of parameters. Example, the years and their like the weight, and weight is very important for that, guys. Example, okay, because BMI index and their heartbeat and their cholesterol level is very important to identify whether he can get a heart attack. For example, I'm telling. Okay, now see here, this is all the information that is being considered for a person, and this all information is there. Now, based on this information, what it is saying, you can see here, the mortality rate of a person is more than 10%. So my AI system had predicted that. See, this is prediction. Because when you see any AI projects, guys, the projects can be, you can see the data. That's called visualization. That is very basic. So a project you can visualize the data. That is one thing. The second level is machine learning is actually learning the model and giving you some kind of data which you can use. That's the second level where you can get some data. Third level is use the data to predict the future. That's called AI. So data visualization stage 1, machine learning model stage 2, and AI stage 3. So this particular project is at stage 3, where they are predicting somebody's mortality rate based on the data that they have using the machine learning models. So now you can see here, because it's more than 10.3, that is exactly the reason why this guy actually is not eligible, or the outcome is not alive from the requirement point of view, because it's more than 10.3. This 10.3 is very important for them to take a decision whether a particular person can be deployed or not. So if it is, because as I said, if it is more than 10.3 means, okay, we don't want him to be in the driving seat. Okay, so like this, and there are a lot of other things. I mean, you can actually, test as a tester. You have to test the the treatment values and other probabilities. So you need to test a lot of things. You may have some 10 to 15 test cases just for one specific part of the machine learning, and they may have more test cases. But again, to test this, you have to use some data, which Anna will show. Because this is if it's going to production, even the data model is wrong, then there's no point. The whole system will fail. So before going to production, we have to test it. And in the testing point of view, we have to take some sample data and identify whether prediction is correct or not. Okay. So example, in this case, based on this data, we need to do manually some calculation, and we need to know what is the percentage. And then we need to make the system to tell what is the percentage. If our percentage is 10.3 and their percentage is 10.3, then test case is passed. If we are expecting the mortality is 25%, if it is 10%, then the machine learning model is wrong. Or if you're expecting that it should be 0, it should take giving 10.3, then the test case is wrong. If they're similar, then the machine model, that particular test case is perfect, then we can go to the further testing. Okay, so this value that we are getting through the machine learning model and AI should be equal to what we have to calculate in the alternative sources. That is how you need to do the testing. And from here, you can see here, the only thing is the 10.3 correct? We are thinking the 10.3 is the outcome given by machine. Is this correct or not? That is exactly what, as a tester, we have to tell. We have to not assume, oh, this is correct because I know the developers and people are doing good job. This is correct. Maybe this may be wrong because he may be calculating wrong way. So we need to make sure that their model and our manual, kind of conclusion of the data is similar or not. Okay, that is how, very importantly, we need to do a lot of testing. And before the data go to production, before the testing is finished, we need to make sure that the model is perfect, AI system is perfect. Okay, then next level, go to production, and in production everything is good. In production we may get some bugs. Suddenly somebody say I'm healthy, but I got a 25% of mortality, then even just like website and other applications, we may get some production issues, which you can see later, but 99.9%, you should make sure that the model is accurate. Okay, that is how AI and testing is important, guys. This is just an example of an application I'm showing, and people get example. If you're able to test this model also, you'll be very, very good. But whatever I discussed so far is from a black box point of view, complete black box. Okay, as if like, see, right now you haven't even know which regression suite it is using. You don't know what is the model. You're just blindly, I'm telling, we can test. But Anna will show you how you can test more efficiently. And to that to happen, you need to know little bit of how the algorithm works. Okay, Anna, you can show your machine learning model. And yeah, I mean, just don't take too much of time, but I mean, you can actually explain them what is a real machine learning model, guys. Anna have done a lot of work. Please, concentrate whatever he is telling. And he had done a great job. Even developers don't do that efficiently. He have done it for us. And you will actually learn more from Anna. And I will be back after a few minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Sriram. I will take care. Yeah. Yes. Hello, everyone. Once again. Yeah, maybe quickly I will navigate through and then I will explain about the content. Okay. So everyone able to see my screen now? Yes.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe this is Anaconda Navigator is the one where we are using for a lot of the tools which we are able to support for us. Okay, in this especially we are going to use with the Jupyter notebook, and even I have already installed with our SQL. Okay, so already SQL also available with me, SQL cell. Okay, so using this Anaconda Jupyter, and already we have all the program I have loaded, which is nothing but first of all, as we spoke, the data is the primary part. Even before going to this, okay, one small example if I want to ask, now I want to test with the Amazon application. Okay, so here suppose if I'm going to give something like a negative or positive the data, here it is only single data. Okay, here it is single data. You can able to give the positive input, it will go to the next stage. If I'm giving the something negative input, then it will throw the error. But here it is single input, but whereas for the machine learning level, we are going to use not like the directly UI level. Okay, and here we are going to use the Excel spreadsheet because as we spoke earlier, the data is the major part. So first of all, we will have all the related data. What is the problem and what is the constraint? Okay, so even if I want to tell you like what are all the content, especially in your area. Okay, so first of all, we need to define a problem. We need to define a problem. Based on the problem, we need to have the data collection. Okay, so how we can define a problem? Now my problem is I want to predict the COVID-19 symptom. We want to predict the COVID-19 symptom. Okay, so data collection. Relatedly, we are collecting the data. Okay, what are all the relative data? Maybe the breathing problem is there with the patient. Okay, and then the fever is there, dry cough, sore throat. Like that, there are a number of symptoms. Okay, whether they are wearing the mask or not wearing, they are using sanitization. Like that, we are having it. Then we are predicting with the patient is having COVID-19 or not. Okay, so this is the test data. First of all, we need to have it. So data collection. Then we need to do the data processing. Okay, so how we can do the data processing? Okay, we have the data CSV file, and then we have to go together here. Okay, already I have downloaded the CSV file here. Okay, see, this is what my data sheet, and then already the program is available along with me, because even as a framework, we know what are all the sequences we need to do. And we are able to import with some of the libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, and then we need to have these things for our predictions. So first of all, we are running this already I did, and then even we are able to do the data import from the CSV file. Then you are able to see the data. Then you are able to see the data set. Okay, whatever available here, and then how many rows, how many column. Okay, everything we have. These are all the columns available. Okay, indexing it. Then these are all the information we are having it. Okay, then okay, these are all the related. I will quickly go ahead. Again, this is related to the table. Okay, yeah, these are all the data and the fields available inside it. And see, here, if you are able to run this particular content, we are able to see how many are getting affected with COVID, yes, and then no from the spreadsheet, okay, and then with the different graph here, okay. And now, if you are able to go quickly, the main part, the main content here is, I want to now see here, we want to again choose a model. We want to again go for choosing a model, which is nothing but the ML model. Okay, so we have different algorithm for
Anna, 1 second, Anna.
yes,
Anna.
sorry.
So
sorry.
guys, just to clarify that, this is not what you will learn or what you will do. Anna is showing what a data engineer or developer will implement the machine learning model.
Yes.
And you have to test this model. You will never, I mean, don't worry. I think people will maybe you are worrying about, or do I need to learn all these things? Do I need to write Python code? Nothing required.
No need.
Okay, as a tester, you will get the model, and what you have to do is, whatever the Anna is showing, you will get that, and you should be able to go through that with the pair of eyes, and finally see the outcome and say outcome is good or not.
That's
so
it.
this, you will never write the code. The model is given to you. Anna is showing a model. You will never develop a model. This is all developed. Example, website testing. Website developed, you test it. So Anna is showing a website for you, but you will never go and develop a website, right?
No.
So the model is there. Anna is showing the outcome of the model. Just to
Yes.
don't get confused with the coding, everything. Whatever Anna is saying, you have to just understand that is how the model is developed. But finally, Anna will tell how to test it. Okay.
And even whenever you want to do it also, you have all the framework ready available. As Sriram told you, don't want to create it. Even example, now later on you are going to do anything also. This is the same step-by-step progress. If you can have this skeleton ready, you can just run it. Okay, nothing to bother on. I don't know Python, I don't know this model, nothing to worry. Okay, because these are all the process, just you have to ensure stage by stage. That's it. Okay, don't bother on anything on the coding.
Developers will develop, guys. You will never develop it. Developers will develop it. Data engineers will develop it. You have to only thing you have to do is testing. Okay, so you will never touch any of the one line of code what Anna is showing. Okay,
no, one thing is you have to understand that how to use, because the model, how it is working, what is the ML model you are using on, because later on as a test engineer, even I have showed the application initially on the how to give the positive data, what is the response, how to give the negative data, what is the response, that is on the UI. But you are going to give through the Excel spreadsheet data sheet, and then understand how the ML model will give you the output. Okay, right. So these are all the things, just you have to run it as a skeleton, not all the things, just for your understanding. Okay, so here again we are converted the data into the binary codes. Okay, then again for all the symptom we are having it. Okay, then the main thing is the heat map will give you the correlations between the data. Okay, and even this is what here the cleansing part is happening. Okay, even if you are using the data set also, you have to understand whether you are using the right data. Okay, data processing, you are using the right data. So some of the data are not right, then even you can nothing to worry. Go here and then understand which data you want to eliminate. You can eliminate the data. Okay, and then going forward, okay, this is the cleaned data, and then after that, this is the main purpose. Okay, see here, if you are using the logistic regression, okay, using that particular data, I'm able to run this particular model, and then I'm able to get the accuracy score of 97.03. Okay, using one particular ML algorithm. Okay, fine. It's not like you have to go with only one algorithm. At least we will run couple of algorithms. Then we'll see what is the best efficiency out of which algorithm is giving the best efficiency. Then we will try to see here. Now we are here. Choose a model. Okay, choose a model and train the model, and then evaluate the model. Okay, so here now choosing the model, we are trying to keep some different model. Okay, with the input, then this is the accuracy we are getting it. Then we are also going with nearest neighbors. K1. Okay, then it is coming up with the other one 98.36. Okay, and then random forest. This one I need to correct the data level. Okay, even this output, if you are able to see, okay, 98.38. So after we are running with a different algorithm, you have to understand which algorithm given the best accuracy. Okay, so if it is given with the best accuracy, then for that model, because we are evaluated with a different model and then we got it, then we have to also give, suppose now here, this is what the outcome for against which one? using this data set. Okay. Now, as a test engineer, we have to understand on here is the major part and the contribution, because the developer won't do for all the positive and negative testing. Because as I told, if you are doing the Amazon application, then it is the UI side. But here from our most of the things are on the data side. So you have to give the different data set and the combination. And now even you don't want to give like thousands of data. At least if you are giving very few set of data, we are understand that, okay, this is the percentage. Now I have given with 30% of negative and the 70% of positive. Then here you have to expect with only the 70% of the output, not the 90% of the output. Okay. So accordingly, we are going to get the output, and then you should be already defined with all the data set in the Excel spreadsheet. Basically, your major contribution is preparing a different test data set. But before to that, we need to also understand on what is the basics of the ML model and the algorithm. And these are all the sequences. Even if you want to execute or if you want to apply also, don't worry. Just you have to save this as a program, and you can just modify the, suppose you want to go for the other data set example. Okay, so we just instead of this particular in this particular data sheet, I will modify my other data sheet. That's it. No, nothing else you have to do. Okay, so everything is as a skeleton level. As Sriram told, we are not going to do anything learning on the Mason algorithm or AI. Okay, we have to understand on how effectively we have to use the facility for our testing. Okay, then you are going to have the predictions out of it. Okay, so because algorithm already it is given the predictions, but we want to test whether that particular percentage is correct or not with your given data percentage. Then now you have already the expected result, and then now this is the actual result. What is this? This is the actual result. Now you have to compare whether my actual result is correct with my given data set with the expected result. Okay, so this is what how the things is happening. Now whatever we are showing from this side, Sriram is already shown, no, that particular application. Okay, that is the front end side. Okay, so even based on this particular only, we are able to show and predict with the model and the data. Okay, got it? So as a test engineer, maybe the same thing. Previously, even a few student or a few queries level we received is already in my project, people are saying whoever developed this particular application, okay, the ML developer or the AI developer, they are saying that we are only going to test it. What is the use of test engineer? Okay, maybe I can also ask the same question. Already the application, like maybe the Amazon application or already the other applications are tested by the developer. Okay, initially, we cannot say that they are not tested. Then what is our responsibility here? We have to do the testing. Even few of the already manual testers are there in our demo. Okay, but on top of it, how many defects we are identified and then given for them for the rectification. The same thing here also. It's our contribution on understanding and keeping many multiple data set, and then you have to also verify, because the combination how to do the testing, we have the, especially for the different testing types and what are the data combination we have to use. Everything we will go ahead from the training and we will understand more on that. Got it? Okay. Even this particular thing, see here, evaluate the model and then only we have to deployment, because if something is not working properly, how you will able to deploy into the production? Okay. So before to that, we have to clearly verify all the content are properly giving the output. Then we have to go for the deployment, and after the deployment also always like in the production, monitoring and controlling, maintaining the applications. The same thing here also. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
So
very much.
don't bother on anything on the, okay, maybe we need to learn many things on no, everything skeleton level, it is ready. We are here to give you the best out of it, understand and implement the things. Yes. Thank you, Sriram. Any questions?
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll put it the last. So
Right.
guys, hope you understand what Anna said, right? So that is the main, like what Anna shown is a complete life cycle of a implementation of an AI. Okay. So what Anna have done, how a company will start the life cycle of developing, because you may think like how they start. So here, at every point testing is required. This is the very important thing. You can see, where is the testing required? Yes, when they define the problem, the testing is required, where you have to tell, okay, you define the problem, but are you defining it rightly? Okay, it's like a verification in your water SDLC cycle. Now, when they're doing the data collection, we need to make sure that the data is accurate and it is not having any, because as I said previously, when they collected the COVID data, we need to make sure that is the data is right, are we missing something, or are we duplicating something, or is the data is, because the data is the only thing which will train the model. Model is like, again, as I said, human brain. If you give the main, if you give the data example, you go to an holiday, you see a lot of information around, and you will learn. Oh, very nice. Next time you come, you can enjoy the holiday more better because you're learning it. But if you go to the holiday and you are sitting in the room, in a room and come back, next time if you go, there's no point because there's no data you collected. You're sitting in a room. That's what my wife will tell. If I go to holiday, if I go to the laptop, she will say, you don't come to holiday because you are not learning any experiences. Okay, then I will say, okay, then he will say, there's no point you to coming to holiday, you can sit in the home. Because I'm not collecting the data. Exactly the same thing here. If you don't have the data, then you won't be able to accurately develop the model so that you can't even predict the next time. So having the right data, you need to test it. Now, when you're processing the data, are you processing rightly? Example, Anna said, cleaning the data. Example, you cannot put yes and Y's into a system. System will say, what are you talking about? You need to put binary. So that's called data cleaning, removing the nulls. If there is no example, you're talking about in the previous example, if there is no weight of some people, example, you're talking about 10 years old data, but you may have some records where there's no weight. If there is no weight of a patient, can I consider that as a 0? I'm just asking you guys the question. Example, I got a data of 1,000 patients, but I got 100 records which is having patient weight is 0 or null. Can I use that as a 0 as a patient weight for my machine learning modeling?
No.
No, there should be some value always, right?
Yeah, if I put a 0, then it will consider that 1,000 people are babies, right? Because 0 means months baby. So it will consider them as B0, and then you will get a wrong model. So you will get a wrong health predictions. And it will think, okay, 100 babies are the babies record. He will get confused, and it will give some bad, outcome. That is exactly where testing is coming into picture, because that's the world where people are developing. Suddenly, things are happening wrong. They don't know where it's wrong. Okay. So now the value of a tester is, you will say, hang on, guys, in this record, I think your data modeling is wrong because you are considering the weight, but the weight is 0 here. So he will tell, take the average age of a person. Sorry, average weight of a person. So how do we calculate average weight? It can be the total number of records by total, or they go to NHS and get the average weight of the people in UK. So this is where the two things can happen. Either they will get the data from NHS, or they will get the data from calculation. But what to use is what the tester will want to validate it. Then he will say, yes, you can use NHS data. Then get the put in the average data, average weight of a person in UK. We can get it from internet. Oh my God, what is that? What is the average weight? Can you see these guys? What is the average weight of a man?
85.1.
And woman? See, this is the problem. Now, this is exactly what testing is. You found that there's two things. You can't put 85 or 71 because the data may have women and men, right? This is the bug you need to know. Now you need to go back, and now you need to recategorize the data. And you need to get the data of men and women, because this is exactly what the real problem of will happen in a typical development company. You raise a bug saying that average weight is 0, then the bug, to fix that bug, they'll go and then bring out more problems. But they have to get accurate. They cannot do. So they will go and add a female and male into the data. I think this data that we just had, do we have the gender here? Yes, good. We got the gender. Now we can go and easily add the weight here by putting the data correlation. This is very good. Now, after the, as Anna said, you choose a model. Which one? Is it linear regression, or is it random forest, or they have a lot of, this is where OpenAI, they have a lot of, multiple options. But we can't, we can say there's only one model work. They have to do trial and error. And again, once the model is confused, the model is gave, the accuracy of that model also should be tested. So we cannot go 70, 80, 99.99. If it's an aviation, even 99 is not an event to 100%. Till that model is accurate, we can't conclude. So once the model is there, then we have to train it. Train is nothing but now give the trained data, not the test data, because 80-20% is the training data versus testing data. You train them through 80% of the existing data. Okay, then the model is trained. Then you use 20% to test it. That's the ground rule. So you test that and say, okay, where is everything? Because this data that you're using is to develop the model. But what is the ultimate, goal? The ultimate goal for all these things is to deploy to production. Because right now, as Anna said, we may looking after how many records? Maybe 1,000 records. 1,000 records, you are training it. But when you go to production, example, you put that into NHS. How many people are there? We got millions of people in UK. So now this model will be deployed to NHS production. Now we will have million records will go to this model and they will get the predictions. That's called production. And we can't test the production. We just need to monitor, just like website. Because when you test a website on your home, you have a small, but when you go to production, you got millions of people using it. So that's the same thing. You have real and day to day, they use the model on a day-to-day basis. So we need to test them. Is the deployment correct? Is that because as we deploying the model and are we getting the right data into reports or whatever it is? So that's called deployment. Okay. So this is the thing, guys. See, this is the life cycle of it's like SDLC cycle: requirement gathering, developing, design, testing, like that. This is what the life cycle of any machine learning. But why I'm talking about machine learning AI interchangeably is if you are predicting the data, that's called AI. If you are just using the data, that's called machine learning. Okay. So AI is a next step. You cannot directly implement AI. You need to know machine learning testing. Then you can know AI testing. Okay. So it's a model, but it's a little bit bigger, bigger scope. Okay. So that's it, guys. So that is how we test each and everything. So you have to test each and you need to test like, data collection testing is nothing but are we giving the right data? Are we getting everything? So that's how we test each and every. I mean, the course will go in detail, but because of, when you're running out of time, I'm cutting short. And one final thing is, as a tester, we only don't test one particular model. We have to test the complete pipeline, guys. Because the data that we are getting right now, it can be through a database or it can be through a Kafka, or it can be through a CSV file, which is coming and sitting into the AWS S3 bucket. And the outcome will be somewhere in the Power BI. So when we are talking about machine learning testing, we are talking about right now, whatever we discussed, is only one component in the whole landscape. That's called something like functional testing. But now end-to-end testing also we have to do it, which is nothing but starting from providing the data source and ending from the example. It can be, see, example here, this web application is the outcome. So the outcome is a web application, or it may go into some other system. So end-to-end testing is also important. Just don't think that, sir, I tested this model, I'm done with testing. This is just a future level testing, but you need to do end-to-end testing also, which is nothing but which may include Azure, Databricks, and data lake, data factory. This is where this all will come into picture. So we will teach you all these things, don't worry. But the end-to-end testing is also important, because here if you test this is not enough. You test the other bit. For that bit, what you need to know, this is exactly what you need to know now. Okay, so now to test the whole machine learning and AI systems, what you need to know, you need to first of all know the basics of testing and agile. Because even this also, you have example, you got story to develop this, you have to story to develop this, you have to story to do something. Like every story is agile, you need to test it, the acceptance criteria. Everywhere testing is required, okay, as a black box. Now, example, to test that, whether the data is coming and sitting into the data like storage, you need to know SQL and API testing, very important. Without that, there's no, forgot about, thinking about testing and testing a AI, because the data is everywhere. You need to query and test it. Now, ETL testing. ETL testing is nothing but next level of database testing, where you give the example, as Anna said, you give the CSV file one place and you see the record coming into the database. So extra transformation load. So you give the data here and you expect the data in other part, which is nothing but testing the end-to-end. Now, machine learning. So now ETL testing is just getting the data from one source to other source, but machine learning testing is, while doing it, we need to make sure that we know the model, and we need to make sure that the data is correct and the outcome is coming correctly, and is the model is coming accurately coming, and are we putting the right data, are we getting the right data? Okay, now finally AI testing. Okay, so are we getting the right data, and are we also getting the right predictions? AI is future. Right now, I know that, yes, if I see the weather, I know that from the past 10 years, I know I can see the data. Oh, yes, I know summer is UK, summer is like this, the temperature, everything we can know. That's called machine learning model. Will tell how, give the information. But what is AI? Future. How is tomorrow? That is what AI. So again, that predicting that particular data, testing that is also AI. So we will teach you all these things level by level. And finally, yeah, I mean, like again, I'm telling this is a 2 levels of testing you have to do. Testing the model internally, which is nothing but testing the model, and externally, you need to test it like a black box, where the model is developed. Are we getting the right data? And you also need to do the non-functional testing as well, because this is very important. Okay, this is all good, sir, but non-functional. Example, you got a model and it is taking, this is real example happens. If you put a model, it is taking, one model I had seen in my experience, it had taken 10 days to train one model. 10 days to the job was running. Example, somewhere like this. When I'm running a specific job, it had taken, you can see here, maximum it takes like milliseconds to run the example. If you want to run this machine learning model, which is on my system, it doesn't take much time. Okay, see here, this is taking like how many? You can see here on my system, it is not taking much time. It should take like maybe minutes. But if the same thing is happening for, I don't know, maybe see here, the model is finished within maybe how many? Within altogether maybe 10-15 seconds. But if it's taking for 10-15 days to complete one model, then you have a problem. So you need to test the performance, security, and finally deployment testing. This is all good, it works fine, but is it working in a whole orchestration of the multiple cloud and all? So that's called deployment testing. So you need to test non-functional and functional also. Okay, this is all we'll teach you guys, don't worry. And there are some techniques. I don't want to take much time, so there's some techniques also. So the model, is it biased? Or example, as I said, right, sometimes you get a model which is biased. It is wrong. So example, you're giving all the data, but it is saying, example, you are saying, giving the data of how many people like, example, like elections. So if you put all the data, the typical example is exit polls. Okay, example, see here, The data that will coming in exit polls in India is completely biased. One data will say Congress is winning, so this other data will say YSRCP is winning, other data will say Modi is winning. So it's a biased data, biased outcome. This is not at all correct. So nobody had tested it, and the data is completely wrong. So if you get a non-biased real data, so that biasness is also one technique of testing. So like this, there are different techniques, guys. We'll go in detail. A/B testing, this all coming into picture. We will discuss in detail. But yeah, this is different techniques, and this is all whatever we're teaching, guys. Is just not we are telling that it is also part of a ISTQB thing. So if you go to ISTQB syllabus here, we will send that syllabus also in your WhatsApp. You can get the whatever we are teaching is completely based on the what ISTQB people are talking about. Okay, guys, that's about. I think we are 4 minutes ahead. Good that we had made it. So that is the different levels of testing. And coming to the course curriculum, guys, I think I'll tell you in detail in a brochure. So a brochure, where is the brochure? Okay, sorry, guys. I think, yeah.
Sir, I just sent it. I just sent it to you, sir.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So, I mean, I got details of like the brochure. You can see here how we teach them is. First of all, the part 1 is we will teach you the basics of SDLC, manual testing, test cases. This is very important. Writing test cases, writing test plan is common. And what are the different types of testing that is required, and identify to do a bug, and agile. This is the basics of manual testing. I think manual testing is very important. Just extension of manual testing, we are talking about database testing, ETL testing, see machine learning. It's not much, but if you need to know a little bit of machine learning algorithms, and you need to know a little bit of AI. And how to raise, what kind of bugs can come, and what are the tools. There are some tools for AI also, which is manually you can do it, but there's some frameworks, and especially data quality and all. Example, there's some data generated. Example, you want to generate a data of COVID, because you're doing a COVID, you need some data from outsource. Example, you want to get from companies in US, so you can get the data for free. But you need to go through the tooling, because you can't get the data, junk data. So to get the data for testing also is something. They got some tools that we will teach you. Okay, and yeah, that's it, guys. So there is all the information is here, and what are the jobs available you can do. So all these things are there in this, and we also have the batches and everything. So I'll discuss this. So all the information is there in the brochure. The only thing that I need from you is your phone numbers, guys, which I'll take in a minute. So this is what I want to send you in WhatsApp. Please, I need your phone number for that, and we'll take it from there. Or you can scan the QR code, and when we verified that we got the information, I will send it back to you. So that's it, guys. So we have a brochure for everything. So that's it from my side. And the courses, yeah, I think the next step is we have the classes starting in weekday and weekend, guys. We got 2 batches, weekday and weekend. So this particular course that we're talking about is 3 months. Okay, 2 to 3 months, including certification support. So we have 60 hours of training, which will complete in 2 to 3 months. And the courses will be running through Microsoft Teams, and we'll give the material, everything, don't worry. So we will run the same way that we're talking right now. We will put the video on and do the trainings. And then we have weekdays and weekend, 2 batches. And the courses will complete 3 months. After 2 to 3 months max. After that, we will put in the placement assistance, which you will be able to, get into interviews and, arranging interviews and CV support, company support, everything. I'll discuss about the placement assistance later. But after this course, you will get full support from us to get the placement. And similarly, we will have certifications as well, as I discussed, right? So we will also support in certification. So we'll support in certification and job as well. And this course is 3 months. And the